She never thought a single knock on the door could change everything. But then again, she never thought her marriage would feel this empty either. There was a time when evenings meant laughter, the warmth of arms around her, the sound of someone who cared. But lately, it was silence. Her husband had grown distant. Late nights at work, missed dinners, phone calls he'd step outside to take. She told herself it was just a busy season. But deep down, she knew seasons don't last this long. That's when she noticed him, the man next door. At first it was nothing. A wave when she watered the flowers, a nod when he jogged past. But over time, those simple gestures began to feel like the only real attention she got. He had this way of looking at her, not in a disrespectful way, not in a rush, but like he actually saw her, like she wasn't invisible. One day he asked if she needed help carrying groceries. She said no, but something in her voice betrayed how much she wanted to say yes. They stood there for a moment longer than they should have, just smiling, and for the first time in months, her heart felt awake. That night she lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why a stranger's kindness felt more intimate than her own husband's touch. Days passed and their conversations grew. Small things at first, weather, neighbors, weekend plans. But then little by little they drifted into deeper waters. Dreams, regrets, loneliness. She didn't tell him everything, but she didn't have to. He just understood. And that made her both comforted and terrified. Then came the night of the storm. Thunder rolled like a warning, and rain lashed against the windows as the power flickered, then died. She lit a candle, sat on the couch, listening to the emptiness of the house. That's when she heard it, a knock on the door. She froze. Another knock, this time softer. She opened it, and there he was, standing in the rain, hair plastered to his forehead, holding a flashlight. "Just making sure you're okay," he said, voice low, warm against the sound of the storm. She wanted to say she was fine. She wanted to close the door. But instead, she stepped aside. Inside, the glow of the candle made everything feel closer. Shadows danced on the walls as they sat across from each other, laughing quietly about the storm, about nothing and everything all at once. His shirt clung to him from the rain, and she caught herself looking, then looking away, feeling heat rush to her cheeks. At one point, his hand brushed hers when he passed her the flashlight, and time seemed to stop. She didn't pull away. Neither did he. They didn't kiss. They didn't cross that line. But as the storm raged outside, something far more dangerous was brewing inside her, a hunger she'd buried for years. When he finally stood to leave, the silence between them was louder than any thunder. He hesitated at the door, eyes searching hers for an answer she couldn't give. And then, he was gone. But that night, as she lay in bed, heart pounding, one truth echoed louder than the storm. She had let him in, not just into her home, but into her heart, and nothing would ever be the same again.